brother.
Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It is $5 Tuesday, and congratulations to all you Michigan fans out there. Michigan wins, does not cover, but I'm sure if you're a Michigan fan, you're just happy to bring home the chip. We're going to go over some MLB, some NBA, and we're gonna sprinkle in just a little bit of the Masters, start getting you guys ready for that. But Dan, we got a big show. Did you stay out? Did you stay up and watch the game last night?
Yeah, last chance for college basketball outside the Crown tournament, but yeah. So obviously was locked in. I wish I could say, Andy, it was a good game. The story of the game was just like I didn't have a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? Like I didn't make any bet on it. I was just a sports fan last night, and that crew from the opening whistle had no clue what was going on. That officiating crew, they would swallow their whistles at like weird times. They would blow them at awful times. I'm not saying that's, but it certainly affected as a casual fan. The quality of the game for me was just, is this really what we're calling? Is this really what we're not calling? So the story of the game for me, as someone who didn't have a dog in the fight, didn't have a bet on either side, was we can't get a better crew for the national championship game. But that aside, Andy, it was decent. It was decent. Well, it wasn't a instant classic or anything. Outside of, Michigan fans, no one's going to talk about that game in years to come.
So I have quite, if we could do this right now, I have some issues with the national championship game. First off, the late start just doesn't make any sense.
It's weird.
It really doesn't. And it's on a Monday. it's on a Monday, so this is just completely strange for everything. And then on top of that, they just played on Saturday. So any injuries, you only got like a day to try and heal up. You're in a completely foreign city. I don't know why. I do know why. Like you want everything to be compact in one city. You don't want everyone to have to pay for multiple hotels and stuff. But I just feel like there's something a little bit clunky about the way they do it.
I agree.
So the NIT and everything being in the same city was a home run, but I've always thought the way that they do the national championship just is a little weird. I think we can do a little bit better. I was going to ask you, are we ever going to have a national champion shoot 2 for 15 from 3 in the championship game ever again?
That was the thing for me when I was watching. I was like, man, they're up at half and they still haven't made one from distance. And I was just thinking, if Michigan finally puts it together from behind the arc, like this game is curtains, it's over. You know what I mean? Because outside of making it from distance, but then UConn couldn't buy a basket from distance outside of some, last minute heaves in the second half. So yeah, Andy, I would be hard pressed to think, will another team be this dominant? And I think that's one thing too, that people are like underselling a little bit about this Michigan team is like, they took teams belt to ass throughout the whole entire year. You know what I mean? Like Ken Pom had them super highly touted heading into the tournament, and it only got better as things went on. So yeah, I think because they were so good in all these other facets, Andy, the 3-point shooting ended up being secondary and tertiary, and it really didn't matter because of how strong they were elsewhere on the court. Yeah, just like Andrew says, that's how good we were. We don't need 3-pointers. Yeah, 2 for 15, Andy. That's quite the claim.
Good you were. Okay, all right. Yeah. So, all right. Brian, what time would be good? I think 8:00 is your sweet spot. I think
8:00's fine.
I think you start the national anthem and all the lineups at 7:45, and you tip at 8.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, I don't know. I think we can do better. So, all right. Well, we got to get things going here. And Dan, we got to play it. It's $5 Tuesday, man.
Hit it, Andy.
Are you not entertained?
They love it when I turn up the bass.
Are you not entertained?
No, I am entertained, Andy, and I'm bobbing my head. $5 Tuesday, any capper on this show and any capper at the site. You can grab their best bets for just $5. Who are those cappers? I'm sure you're wondering if you haven't been reading the scroll beneath us. Ross Benjamin going to kick us off, the boss in the house. He's got some plays for you in the NBA, and this man is smoking it in NBA action. Just how hot is he? We'll talk about that, and he'll break down the Hornets and Celtics, Rockets and Suns. If you like sides, he's got a bet for you there. If you like totals, he's got a bet for you there. Ross got you covered. And then Drew Martin going to come on, talk the diamond. That's right. You can check out Drew's Daily Diamond if you're subscribed here on the channel each and every day. Royals versus Guardians, Dodgers and Blue Jays. Two good games on the diamond that Drew's going to be breaking down here for you. Andy's going to take you all around the world. And Andy, we're going to start. We're asking, drop some comments in if you have questions on how to bet the Masters, what you should be betting in the Masters. We're really going to hit it heavy on Wednesday, but Andy will give you some little sprinkles, some little tidbits to satiate you, get you ready to go for Augusta, which is always a terrific time for hardcore golf bettors like Andy or casual fans like all of us, tuning in here. So yeah, excited for the Masters. Andy's going to get you ready to bet it throughout the show. Tomorrow, we're going to hit it heavy, but you can start dropping your comments in so we can get them going.
Yeah. So again, if you got comments, you want me to touch on certain markets, we're going to do all the Masters hard tomorrow at the end of the show. We're recording the prop line just after this to get you ready for the Masters with myself and Jan. But for this show, yeah, tomorrow will be Masters heavy. So let's see. Oh boy, young Petro with a really unfortunate autocorrector misspelling there in the in the comment.
Yeah. Well done. Don't we all? We all need to stay regular, young. Don't worry, buddy. Steam sheets over at Yanni's page. WD.buzz/ace is where you can find that. And what up to you as well, the Gold Eagle 69.
Rob wants to know who won the Sell Me from Friday. We can do that real quick.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite usernames of all time. Mikey G slinging squeegees. You're the winner. You laid it, buddy. Congratulations, Mikey G slinging squeegees. We're going to add it to your you don't have to sling squeegees for much longer because you're winning a free 3-day flex pass, baby. The Celtics covered, no problem. I think they won by 30. So yes, Mikey G slinging squeegees. You're a winner, my friend.
Yes, they did that. All right, young Petra. I will do a modified version of a Steam sheet, but Yanni's, if you want Yanni's, that's over on his page as well. All right, we got to bring in Ross. We got to talk some NBA here.
The boss.
So, Ross, how are you, man? Happy Tuesday.
Everything's good, man. Watched the second half of the NCAA title game last night and didn't like the way it finished because I had a free pick right here at WagerTalk TV on Michigan -6.5. So they gave it away. They had it in control and started turning the ball over, missing free throws, and that's what happens. Sometimes we win them like that, and sometimes we lose them like that, Andy. The thing about sports betting is people always bring to light the tough losses they have and make it seem like they lose games like this all the time, but they never remember the games they win like that. So my thing is, those type of games, like what happened last night, are I like to think they're 50-50 plays, which means 50% of the time they're going to go your way and the other 50 going to go against you. It's the other games where you win handily against the games you lose handily. You want to be winning those games handily a hell of a lot more than the ones you lose handily. So
I agree completely. I could tell you right off the top of my head 3 just awfully bad luck losses, and I can only remember like one lucky win that I had. And I would be,
and I did your job. When you get the win, you don't remember it because you're like, okay, I cashed my ticket. You know what I mean? But when it's one of those that just hurts, that's why you remember it. You know what I mean? We did our job if we cover by the hook. You know what I mean? Okay, we got a good number and we did our job. You know what I mean? That's why we don't remember them, Ross. But people certainly make you hear about it when you lose by the hook. That's for
it's always a conspiracy theory now that a little bit of cheating was exposed. And I'll bring it up to the public. The cheating that's been exposed is mostly having to do with props. An individual player who's in on something where he's telling people to bet him under the total, under his points total, whatever have you, and then he acts like he's hurt 4 minutes in the game and doesn't play the rest of the way. I mean, in terms of point spreads in totals on the game, you'd be hard pressed to really find concrete evidence of games being thrown in that regard. Now, has it happened before and has it been proven? Yes, but I think the books are more exposed to cheating when it comes to player props than they are anywhere near when it comes to results of games itself.
Yeah, and Ross is somebody that specializes in props. Like whenever you hear about one prop, you have to remember that there's a million props that are on the board every day. So like when you hear it is such a like tiny itty bitty fraction, I don't worry about it. But I definitely remember betting on a Terry Rozier prop.
Yeah.
When he threw it, and I was like, what the I remember watching it. So it's happened to me. But all right, we got to break down some games here. We're wrapping up the regular season in NBA, but we got a nice doubleheader tonight between the Hornets and the Celtics, Rockets and Suns. You always want to be careful with the injuries here, but it looks like we're going to get the full lineups here in this game in particular. So we got the Hornets and the Celtics, and you're liking the dog here.
Yeah, both of these teams playing very well right now. Charlotte specifically has gone 4-0 straight up in ATS in her last four, winning by an average of 21.5 points per game. Also 9-2 straight up in ATS in her last 11. This isn't new for Charlotte since the last week of January. This team's just been on an absolute roll, going 27-8 straight up and 25-10 against the spread. The only time they played at TD Garden in Boston this year, they blew out the Celtics 118-99. They've also gone 30-14 against the spread against teams with winning records this year, and also against teams like the Celtics that have a win percentage of 600 to 700. They're 11-1 against the spread this year in those situations. So Charlotte, the last 21 games, defensively, they've really been really good. 104.6 points per game allowed. They won 16 of those 21 games. They had a plus 14.2 point per game differential. And I'm not going to try to attempt to poke holes in Boston's recent resume. I mean, you're looking at a team that's 24-7 in their last 31 games, one of the better teams in the NBA. But having said all that, I just think the value here squarely lies on the away underdog. I mean, especially when you're looking at a Boston team playing at home and only laying 4.5. In Charlotte, although when you look at their overall season record, you can't get too caught up with that because it's a long season, folks. And I look at how well they've done over the last 2+ months now. And I like Charlotte here in this spot, plus 4.5 at Boston.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. This is the kind of time of year where you got these close games and kind of look at the dogs here. So Charlotte, pleasant surprise. Did you? I think Con Knippel is going to end the year like making the most threes in the league, and I don't think they had odds on him. He was such an unknown to make that many threes. What an incredible. This is an incredible run from Charlotte and them. Let's move on to the Rockets and the Suns. My guess is this game could get chippy here. You got some rivals here. I think Dillon Brooks is playing tonight. He's listed as a starter, so you never know. You never know what to expect from Dillon Brooks here, but could be a rock fight. What do you make of this Rockets and Suns team?
Yeah, when you look at the sports dictionary and you look up Dillon Brooks, he's textbook chippy. Anyway, look, you guys are talking about the NCAA tournament championship game starting so late. I don't know what Peacock thinks they're going to accomplish by starting the second game of a doubleheader at 11:10 p.m. Eastern time. But having said that, that's the start time. The total here is anywhere from 220.5 to 221.5, and that's going to be my area of focus. These teams have gone over the total at a high rate in recent games. However, they've played each other 3 times this year. All 3 of those games went under the total. The average total in those 3 contests, 221.8, right around where it is right now. and there was only a combined 206 points scored per game on average in those three contests. As a matter of fact, the Suns scored 98 points or fewer in all three of those games. And 6 meetings since last year, Houston's dominated this series, going 6-0. But the Suns only scored 101.8 points per game in those 6 meetings. So they've had troubles putting up offensive numbers against the Houston Rockets for the last 2 seasons. However, you look at Houston, number 4 in scoring defense. The Suns are number 7 in scoring. Excuse me, number 7 in scoring defense, and the Suns number 26 in scoring offense. Houston number 20, so they're in the bottom third in that category. Houston averages a little over 23 free throw attempts per game, and the Suns 12-2 this year to the under when facing opponents like Houston that average 24 or less free throw attempts a game. Again, when you're looking at totals, folks, do not undervalue free throw attempts per game and free throw percentage. That should be part of the equation. Houston also 19-7 to the under this year when facing teams like the Suns, who shoot 36% or better from beyond the three-point line. And speaking of free throws, the Suns number 28, third worst in the NBA in free throw attempts per game, averaging just 20.3 free throw attempts per contest. In the 3 meetings this year, speaking of free throws, Andy, those 3 games averaged just a combined 35.7 free throw attempts per game between the 2 teams, which is extremely low by NBA standards, which speaks to the discipline of both teams defensively. Yeah, it gets chippy, Andy, but you look at the numbers, and I was a little bit surprised to see that low a number in the 3 meetings in terms of free throw attempts. With all that being said, I'm going to go Houston-Phoenix under 221.5. Now, I said anywhere from 220 to 221.5. The total is right now. I would go under the total, any total of 220 or greater in this game. So.
All right, I can't disagree with that at all. This got underwritten all over it. So
one of these times you're going to disagree with me, Andy. You're too nice a guy.
Okay, I'll disagree with you next week.
Just for the sake of disagreeing with me. You know?
Okay. Actually,
I'll hold you to it.
Okay, hold on. I actually will disagree with you, and we're going to give away for a 3-day pass. I like the Celtics to cover tonight. Give me the Celtics minus 4.5 against.
It worked out for you so far, Andy. Back to the well. I see.
I just have the Celtics as a team I don't want to get in front of right now. I'm stunned that they are this good. I am even more stunned that Tatum has not just come back, but looked great, and they are just dropping the hammer on teams. So let's do it. Flash 3-day pass special. Put in the comment section after the show your wager talk username and who you agree with, Andy or Ross, on the Celtics.
Nice job, Andy. Nice job.
Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, speaking of nice job, Ross, we have a very first. Ross made his very first graphic using AI.
Hey, man, I'm growing up. I'm growing up at the age of 68, you know.
Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty.
Hey, how about that, man? I think it's pretty sharp myself. But look at it.
I especially like the numbers that are on there, Ross. Let's go, baby.
That's the most important thing, right? It could look sharp as hell, but if the numbers aren't posted there, that means nothing. And look, folks, since 2021 playoffs, 149 and 104, 59%, and up 132.09 units. So I get it done at NBA playoff time. And, you can get the rest of the regular season action and the entirety of the NBA playoffs from me for just $149. That runs right through the NBA finals and includes all 5% best bets, includes all sides and totals. So again, folks, my NBA sides, by the way, up over 80 units of net profit since March of 2023. So when it lasts that long, It's not a fluke in terms of win percentage and money made. So take advantage of that, folks. Now that college basketball is over. And don't forget my Major League Baseball. Off to a slow start this year, similar to what I did last year, but reminding everybody who has invested with me in Major League Baseball and contemplated investing with me in Major League Baseball, I was number one during the 2025 regular season at WagerTalk in Major League Baseball when it came to units earned. So there you have it, Andy. WT.buzz/RB is my direct link at wagertalk.com. WT.buzz/RB. I do solo videos Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday, right here at WagerTalk TV. And my direct link in terms of looking at the archives of my videos is WT.buzz/Ross TV.
Love it. Love it. Awesome stuff, Ross, Boss, Benjamin. I can't wait to see you and your graphic next week.
Whether you disagree or not, Andy.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Ross.
All right. Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure, man.
Have a good one. And guys, in case you missed it and you're joining just because you want to hear Drew Martin's baseball picks, you have a chance of winning a free 3-day flex pass. If you think the Celtics are covering 4.5, comment below after the video goes live with your WagerTalk username and say Andy or Celtics. If you think the Hornets are covering that 4.5 and you got a live dog with Ross, comment Ross with your WagerTalk username. Boom, you're entered in. Free 3-day flex pass. We already gave one away to Mikey G Squeeze and Squeegees today, Andy. We're going to give one away tomorrow, depending on who covers.
Next step is we just need Ross to put before all the stats, make a 16:9 graphic. That's the next step.
We get the baby steps. Baby steps. We'll have the white bars for now, but let's take the wins where they came. Ross created a graphic using a full gallon of water for that graphic, but it looked great. It looked great.
Awesome. Steve giving us a lot of compliments. Andy's tennis double play has been building my bankroll. Yes. Team lacrosse is the only thing better than the tennis. It's been very, very good. NBA has been very good as we're closing out the regular season, but that is my $5 Tuesday play. That's up at WagerTalk. 10-5 short-term run. We took a loss on the one yesterday in completely frustrating fashion. Dan's 76ers got me again. If you didn't watch,
I told you, Andy, never believe in the 76ers. You know what I mean? That was your first mistake, believing in them. Like I told you before the show when you were like, yeah, I got Sixered last night. I was like, well, what happened, Andy? And you were like, well, you know, they made me believe. And then, you know, Wemby gets hurt and then they decide to completely just give the ball to Embiid. Really smart stuff. I told you, set the line at a solid minute of Sixers basketball watch since they traded away, or I guess they didn't even trade him. They just let him walk. Since they let Jimmy Butler walk, I was out. I was like, dude, this is the same exact song and dance is going to happen every year with Embiid. They have no support players. Oh, let's bring Paul George to town. Yeah. So I'm not going to let you get Sixered anymore, Andy. Let's continue to build the bankroll with NBA and ignore the 76ers.
I don't understand. They have Maxey and they have Edgecombe, and yet they let Joel Embiid shoot the ball 20 times, and he had 19 free throw attempts last night as they get boat raced by a Wemby-less San Antonio team at the end. But anyway, in all seriousness, yeah. In all seriousness, though, guys, $5 play. It's up in NBA props. Like I said, short-term 10-5 run, doing really well. It's a 4% best bet. 4% best bets across all sports have been absolutely dynamite. That's the $5 play that's over at WagerTalk. We're looking to close out a tennis play. We close this one out, and we also have a $7 play up at Sports Memo. We kind of do different sports every day. We can put up one play at Sports Memo. Yesterday was the Astros team total over 5.5. Nice win. That's a 14-6 run over there. So we got another best bet over there. So for just $12, you can get a couple of my best bets. The Masters is coming up. We run a special every week. Buy 7 days of golf for $25. This is like obviously one of the best weeks to do that if you want golf, because you get all of our pre-tournament bets and then any daily plays that we have. So for $25, you can get 7 days of golf. That's going to include all percentages, even if we have a 5% best bet. So a lot of good things going on over at WT.buzz/AL. Free picks is on the free picks page. And we got to bring in the always dapper, always debonair, Drew Martin. Hello, Drew. Happy Tuesday.
What is up, boys? Happy Tuesday to you. Hey, Andy. Good morning to you. Good morning out there to everybody watching. And I'll tell you, Dan, that hat, man, that's pretty slick, man. I like that pen.
Well, speaking of the hat game, though, I'm glad you're wearing the Marlins because they're still sitting first in the NL East. So we said, hey, next time Drew's on, we're going to get an update. The update is still the lid is on. But, dude, War Damn Eagle, NIT champs, baby. I know you said I don't want to get, in front of my skis, so to speak, because, Alabama fans will be up your ass. Oh, you won the NIT. You won the NIT.
Yeah.
Dude. That was a pretty damn good run that they went on. And they end up covering the game, too, for Andy's clients, making him 100% in all college basketball games bet because he bet one. And it was on your Auburn team to cover in the championship game, man.
Well, that's a heck of a percentage there. And I'll tell you.
Great run.
Yeah.
Great run.
Hey, quit while you're ahead, right? And I'll tell you, it was a nice run. I mean, I did feel like Auburn was a very talented basketball team. Obviously, their record wasn't sexy, playing in the SEC and a lot of tough games out of conference. And you know what? It's something we can learn moving forward. That I guess maybe I'm speaking biased as an Auburn alumni, but the selection committee did not favor that in terms of losses to good teams. And our college basketball teams early in the season gonna be scheduling those because Auburn stacked the schedule, man. And just a little bit over 500, and they left them out. They selected some other teams, and sure enough, was it the right decision? I mean, it's Monday morning quarterbacking, but going on to win the NIT. Again, I'm biased, but it would have been nice to see what they could have done in the NCAA tournament, man. I'm a little jaded right now after them winning the NIT.
I respect it, but at least you're jaded with a little bit of hardware as an alum. So I definitely feel you there. But let's talk some MLB games here for you because I think you have two completely different handicaps. You have one team that completely blew out their competition in the Dodgers and Toronto last night. They scored 2 touchdowns and add the extra points on. And then you have a Kansas City team who was the barking dog. That was one that Andy's clients were looking towards, was taking them on the money line. They get the job done against the Guardians. So I guess we'll start there in the game that was a little bit more competitive here. As you're seeing Cleveland, they opened up around, minus 110. We've seen a little bit of money come in on them. I'm wondering, do we think Kansas City can make it 2 in a row here? Does Cleveland get the get back here as they head to the rubber match? What does Drew Martin think about this matchup? Because I think it's a good handicap.
Yeah, they absolutely could. Talking about the Royals, I wouldn't bet on it, though. I like Cleveland side here. Some of that being my money in the push-up from minus 110 to minus 118 here. And, Dan, one thing I wanted to throw out, Gavin Williams on the bump for the Guardians, and he threw an absolute gem last time out at the LA Dodgers. He went 7 innings, 2 hits, 10 Ks, 0 earned runs. Arguably the best start so far this MLB season, considering the opponent on the road. And when a guy does something like that, it's something you'll see the market bet on his next turnaround. That it's not surprising. It's get used to it out there if you're new to betting Major League Baseball. So it's something to watch. And sure enough, that's something you can use to your advantage on getting a better number. So a guy like Gavin Williams, when he throws a gem like that, get on it in the overnight market, because when you wake up and, it's whatever time in the morning, it's already going to be chippered away at, and you're going to get less of a number. So I wanted to throw that out there. I still like Cleveland at the minus 118 number, and it's nothing against Noah Cameron, the lefty going for the Royals. He has solid numbers. It was his rookie season last year. He had a sub-3 ERA, and in his first start, he went 5 innings, just 1 earned, given up. So it's nothing against him. We get a low total here in a short number. It's not a best bet by any means, but hey, it's an early start. We need something kind of like the lunch special here in Major League Baseball. I think they should do this more often, at least one game during the week earlier, for our sports bettors. But yeah, if you're looking to get down on it, I would recommend Cleveland here, listing Gavin Williams as the starter.
Yeah, and that's definitely something to take note of. The listed starter there. That's the thought for Drew Martin. That one going at 110 first pitch. So that's for your early viewers here. One that has a bit more shelf life is this matchup where it's just the question. Can Toronto keep it within 10 points? Can they keep it within a touchdown and a field goal? Because, man, absolutely boat race last night. Dodgers are going to send Yamamoto to the mound here tonight. So the price, if you look at what LA did with them last night, doesn't seem that crazy. Minus 145 here, road chalk. The total, I guess, is the one that's more interesting to me. And I guess that has to deal with what we're seeing on the mound. A bit of a step up as far as what you're going to be seeing between the two pitchers here for what we saw on Monday night. So thoughts here, Drew? I know you're not as big into the totals, but pretty notable when a team scores 14. They come back the next day after cashing. I think it was a 9 last night. Correct me if I'm wrong. The total was sitting at 9. Now we're seeing 7.5. Thoughts there, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, towards the total, two really good pitchers, but again, Rogers center and two good lineups. I would kind of pump the brakes on betting the under because I could see some long balls getting you up and over this, but it's not a bet for me. Just an opinion because you asked. I actually like this side a bit. I mean, a World Series rematch, and we got to remember past performance with pitchers against opposing lineups. And Kevin Gausman, he was putting the Blue Jays on his back, if you remember, in the World Series. He had that 17 batter shutdown run against this Dodgers lineup. He kept them in it. The 35-year-old out of LSU. He has a sub-1 ERA so far this season. 2 starts, both 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 1 earned run, a 21-0 strikeout to walk ratio. Yes, you heard that right. 21 strikeouts, 0 walks. He's not a guy I'm looking to go against. I think dominating pitching can quiet a really good lineup. So getting the Blue Jays here, plus 135, risk 100 to win 135. That's the side I like. I think the dog is barking, the home dog, Canada's team, if you will. It's always tough to go up against the Dodgers, no doubt about it. And the 27-year-old out of Japan, Yamamoto, he's consistent, 6 innings, 2 earned in both of his starts, Cleveland and Arizona, but he's taken a step up in class against the reigning American League champions. I know Toronto's under 500, but catching a nice plus price here with Gausman on the bump. Give me the Blue Jays plus the 135, Dan.
Yeah, and I love this breakdown, Drew, because you see our man SF9er points out, hey, a lot of folks here are on the Dodgers today. They just blew them out 14-2, right? Got to be a rocking chair, easy winner for the Dodgers, yet the money, which typically you would think that's the sharp bettors who are coming in. Yeah, all the tickets might be on the Dodgers, but we're looking at a sizable amount more money. I'm looking at my Oz Logic screen. So 66% of the tickets we're seeing on the Dodgers, 74% of the money is what we're seeing on Toronto. So sharp bettors, much like Drew Martin, are saying, hey, this is the game that the Dodgers finally lose on the road. They're 4-0 straight up and, laying the run line on the road. I like it, man. When the whole market's zigging, Drew Martin says, hey, baby, I'm zagging. Give me that plus 135 and grab it now, folks, because if all that sharp money's going on at that plus 135 is going to become plus 120 or shorter relatively quickly. So going towards the Blue Jays, plus 135, Drew. I love the breakdown, man. $5 Tuesday. We're turning the page from the hoops and heading towards the diamond. What do you got rocking for the folks here tonight?
Yeah, 100% focus on Major League Baseball, running the Drew's Daily Diamond Show right here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel daily, breaking down 2 to 4 or 5 games per day, depending on the slate. Do have the 4% up for Tuesday on a nice run with the clients and also with the show, Dan. I appreciate you giving it some love on a little 5-0 plus 5.25 unit run over the last 2 days. And how about an 11-2 start to the season, up just under 10 units of profit on a 1 unit scale, by the way. And for MLB bettors out there, this isn't all minus 160, minus 150 favorites. No, I keep it, they're getting plus prices and low minus prices. So if it is a loss, it's not going to kind of ruin your night, so to speak. Yep. So yeah, Dan, it's been a nice run to MLB. Got a lot on the slate for tomorrow in terms of pitchers that I've done a lot of research on and lineups. I think we wanted to go over a couple early stats here in MLB, just some thoughts. How about the ABS changing things? Do umpires matter as much right now? I think it's a great add to the sport of baseball. It's almost like a game within a game, how you're going to use your strike ball challenges. I think it's been fun. I think it's helping the game. It's helping the growth of the game. And another thing I wanted to throw out there just for kind of the bettors is look at these early trends out the gate. I've had a lot of success in past years, kind of in mid-April, in late April, of teams getting out to a hot start and making money, even if they're plus prices. They're teams that, the money leaders, if you will. And we talked about one of them in Cleveland. Cleveland is 6-5 on the season, but they're up 4 units of profit. And it speaks to them getting plus prices and cashing those tickets. Also, Milwaukee, the New York Yankees with a great start. They're a moneymaker. And how about the LA Angels? They're up there as a top 5 moneymaker. Those are some teams I would kind of, if you're looking to bet on their game, maybe don't look to go against them, because the market, the odds makers have been underpricing them out the gate. And some pitchers as well. How about Soriano for the Angels? 3-0 out the gate. He's been a huge moneymaker. Is Sandy Alcantara for the Fish? Is he back to Cy Young? He's 2-0 out the gate. Hasn't let up a run yet off of a 9-inning complete game shutout. Those are some pitchers that I would look to bet, guys, out the gate, and some teams I would look to either bet on or at least not bet against. Those are some thoughts out the gate, Dan.
Yeah, and you mentioned there with the Angels, one thing that I was looking to track early, my buddy Adam Rosenberg, who I used to do our Circa Million show here on the channel here, he's one who's capping baseball every day. He does a great show. And one thing that he's starting to track early on is like the teams who are stuck with no days off. And Atlanta was a team who had 11 straight days that they were completely grinding and then have to travel cross country, a team that typically doesn't travel all that well. So he was saying this whole series, a potential fade spot and bet on for the Angels, kind of underscoring what you're seeing with them early on in the season. So those are the little micro things that you're going to get checking out Drew Martin's show, Drew's Daily Diamonds. What you're going to get in his analysis as well. That's what's great is when you buy the $5 play, Drew, it's not just here's my play, here's what you bet. There's analysis, there's thoughts that can also help you start cashing as you continue forward. So, Drew, wealth of knowledge as always, buddy. We love having you on here. Keep that run going, man. Always a pleasure, brother.
Can I ask Drew? Can I ask Drew?
Oh, yes.
Can I ask Drew a couple things?
Ask Drew whatever you want, Andy.
Sorry, I sent you a message in Slack.
Not getting out of here
you were
just
doing
yet.
Such
Drew.
a damn good job. I was like, I interrupted him. All right, so Dan and I have kind of been talking about unsustainable streaks in baseball, like when a team. So, and we were trying to figure out what's the number when you go the other way. Like, I'll give you an example. Toronto Blue Jays, 0-5 on the run line. It's like, well, they're not going to go 0-30. But like, where's the streak end? We pegged the Braves perfectly. I think they got to 5, and they had a bunch of unders, and then the game goes over. So, do you look at these unsustainable streaks of trying to come back, because over the course of the season, everything's just going to kind of ebb and flow, and these teams that are just on these runs that they can't keep up? Do you look at those?
It's a great question. I would probably take the other side of that, Andy, just in the way I would attack it. I'm a guy that's, the trend is your friend. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And something like you just brought up, the Blue Jays and the run line, I guess 0-5. Something that I noticed in watching that game last night is, they ripped Scherzer early. His velocity was down. And then, like a lot of teams would do, but I would definitely check the box that Toronto did this. And it's part of the reason I like them today is they kind of waved the white flag. Hey, we're up against the Dodgers. We're already down multiple runs. We're going with the bottom of the bullpen type, bottom of the barrel type pitchers here. And we're going to aim for tomorrow. And in terms of if it's a close game, we got our top guns ready to rock. So that would make me think that this 0-5, run line, they might be a team to circle where if they are losing, they just kind of wave the white flag again. That might be something they do. But again, I would go back to, no, man, I'm on the other side of that. When a team in baseball is hot, I'm betting on them or I'm staying away. And if a team in baseball is cold, either fading them or staying away. I'm not going to look to say, hey, this is the spot where it goes the other way. That's just me personally, though.
Okay. Astros and Nationals, those are two teams that are 5-0 to the over on their game total. So there's a couple streaks for you. All right, ABS. Are you at all? This is why I'm against it. This is such a slippery slope to where we have no umps, and they're just out there to call outs and safe and out.
Sounds
and then
good
we're
to
going
me.
to quickly realize, and then they're going to quickly realize we don't need them for that because we have cameras everywhere. And then, so what's the point of umpires? And at what point do we say getting rid of some of this human element is not good for the game?
It's a fair point. I get what you're saying, the slippery slope, but with a lot of things in life, right? But I think the umpire is a big part of baseball. I really do. When a guy's touching the corners, and just hearing the strike, ball is kind of part of the game. So I think we're always going to have an umpire back there. And I would say with the ABS, the reason I like it is because it's quick. It's just tap and that is a reason that I think it is a big plus, Andy. Because if this took a long time, like the national championship game last night, like the refs were almost like getting too involved, I felt, and
yeah,
thank you.
And I haven't seen that as much in baseball. So that's why
NBA, you can read a book while they're trying to do a challenge at the end. So I'll give that. And also, I mean, what's better than the manager coming out and getting into it with the umpire? I mean, that is electric. Yeah. It's electric. And also, what are fans of the Red Sox and Phillies and the Yankees going to complain about now? Like, isn't it awesome for the fans to complain about the umps?
Yeah, that's a good point too. I guess you can't do that as much.
No, you can't. It's on Twitter. It's on TikTok, like blue call, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. I feel like we need that in the game. Otherwise, it's just all robotic and we just lose some of the passion one way or the other. So I don't know. I'm on record. I'm against ABS. It is fun to watch. Right now, it's electric when they see it tap, and that's the most excited the crowd gets outside of home runs. I don't know. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Drew, keep killing it, man. Thank you for joining us. You always add a bunch to the show. Really helps us out, man.
All right, boys. Thanks for having me, Andy. Thanks, Dan. Peace out there, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, guys. Cash those tickets.
Appreciate you, Drew. Thank you, brother.
I love that Drew comes on and says, like, I was watching the game, and it's national championship game, and Drew's ponied up watching the Blue Jays get their heads kicked in by the Dodgers.
What he does. What he does.
A couple of, did you see the court rule in New Jersey? One of the very subtle court rulings that will affect all of sports betting. New Jersey ruled that Kalshi cannot be regulated by the states. So
nice.
That's a ripple.
Just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit is a mess. You know what I mean? Like not to get too into the weeds, but some of the times when you see some outlandish things that happen on live television, even some outlandish things that happen on social media, it's with recognizable figures. It's all driven by, guess what? There's a prop up of, will this guy say this? Will this girl say that? Will this person do this? Will this person do that? It's a mess, dude. And now there is on the books, cannot be regulated. So when other court challenges that are going to happen against this just absolute behemoth, they'll be able to point to litigation and say, look, here's the benchmark case. Mess, dude. That's a fumble in my opinion. And for the gaming industry, people who are in Vegas, people who are in regulated sports betting, they have to be furious seeing that. They were hoping, finally we get something to chip away at this eroding market share that we're giving up to these different platforms.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. So I agree with Seth. You get one challenge, and if you win it, you just keep getting them until you lose again.
I think that's fair.
You get one, and then if you lose it, you're done. But if you keep winning, then yes, that would be the way to do it. So, all right, let's do all around the world, and then we'll wrap it up.
Let's do it.
Give you a little sprinkle on the Masters. I really like Ludwig Aubert this week, top 20, including ties. He's been top 5 the last 3 tournaments this year, top 7 the last 2 years playing here. He's 3rd in total strokes gained in the field in the last 30 days, and the structure of his game works out great here. You have to be able to pound the ball off the tee here. You do not get a lot of roll in the fairway. He hits it long. He hits it high. He's going to put himself in good position off the tee. He's got such a big advantage off the tee. And there's a reason why in his first 2 times playing here, he's finished in the top 7. So Ludwig Aubert, top 20, including ties. Celtics, Hornets. Kada to go over 18.5 points plus rebounds. He has crushed this total in 4 straight games, 25, 29, 27, and 25. And one of those was against Charlotte, who they played tonight. He's getting 16 rebound chances. He's getting 9 field goal attempts, 79.2% from the field. So really like him tonight, which is interesting because Charlotte's been really, really good against centers this season. But Kada did really well on that one. And then I am going to buy into the Blue Jays struggling here, Dan. I'm going back to the Dodgers over their team total. Give me the 4.5 here. They gave up 14 yesterday. They've lost 5 straight. I know Gosman's going for the Jays. He's been good the first 2 starts, but not great history against this lineup. There's no weather involved. So I'm just going to take the hot bats of the Dodgers to continue pounding away on this Blue Jays team. So Yamamoto been pretty trustworthy, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Dodgers high scoring game again. But like everyone said, the world is on the Dodgers.
Yeah,
that's
why not? If they're subscribing to what Drew was saying, the trend is your friend. They have yet to lose a game on the road. They have yet to fail to cover a run line on the road. So if the trend is your friend until it's not, I understand the thought process behind it. But for what it's worth, Drew, like in the dog to get the win outright with Gausman.
Yes, we had controversy on a play yesterday. Montour goes to 3 shots on goal, and then they just take one away. They got it was the dreaded
those ones hurt.
Stat correction. Yes.
Oh, the dreaded stat correction.
You've won, and then they just kind of decide we're just gonna take one away, which makes no sense. So yeah. So
rigged.
All right. So yes, because I'm sure on the night of the national championship game, I'm sure the books took a lot of money.
Way too exposed on Montour props. Rigged.
So, all right. $5 Tuesday, guys. My best bet is in the NBA. Absolutely love this player prop. This is a hidden gem under the radar. So grab that. Add some money to your bankroll tonight for $5. $7 play is over at Sports Memo as well. And tomorrow we hit the Masters heavy. So put in the comment section if you want me to go over any golfers, any props market, anything you want me to go over tomorrow. Make sure you put it in the comments section. I'll check and I'll be prepared for tomorrow's show. We're going to record prop line in about 10 minutes. So that'll be up later today to get you ready for it. Or not the prop line, cut line.
Cut line.
I have 2 shows. with the word line.
Too many lines,
line in it. So I will say this. The prop line show, Johnny asked me to start doing a show about same game parlays. And it wasn't great at the very beginning. And then I started tracking them 13-6 on same game parlays. Since I started tracking them. Yeah. Best bets are 15-3 on that show. So
why the hell are you not watching the prop line? I'm going to add it right after the video. I'm going to put it right here. The prop line will be right here above me. Click on it and cash with our man, Andy. It's going to be right here.
Quick show, 7 or 8 minutes, get you ready for the props markets. So yeah, hit that up. So, all right. Thanks guys for watching. Like button, leave your WagerTalk username in the comments section below. Tell if you like Ross to cover with the Hornets or Andy to cover with the Celtics. We'll give away a free 3-day pass tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Good luck on all your bets. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good luck. Take care.